Music, music, music. That's what we're all here for, right? At the end of every year, when people are just starting to Mariah their Careys and settle in for the holiday season, they tend to reflect on all the new and exciting music they listened to that year. Or if you're like me, a lot of Florida Georgia Line. While a lot of people have been listening to really good tunes, the public also tends to make bad songs popular. And that was pushed to its limit in 2021. I don't know if I'd call 2021 a good or bad year for popular music, but there were certainly a lot of really obviously shitty songs that got popular and are making their way onto my annual countdown of the worst songs the public made hits in 2021. Just to clarify, what I'm considering a hit for this video is any song that debuted on this year's edition of the Billboard Hot 100 year-end list. It takes radio, sales, streaming, pretty much every form people listen to music, and combine them into one mega chart. There were a lot of especially bad songs this year, but a lot of them faded quickly after a short burst in virality. These following songs were all massive for a concerning amount of time. They set the trend for popular music going forward. So with that out of the way, let's go on and start this show.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
Spoiler alert, but about half this list is country. It's not even that country had a bad year. Not only were there tons of projects in the indie scene that I loved, but the mainstream country charts were full of plenty of great songs, from new and upcoming artists proving their worth, to even the old dogs finding their late stride. No, for some reason, the biggest of the big country songs that squeezed their way onto the year-end Hot 100 are mostly the really awful ones. So if country isn't your genre, or if country really is your genre, then you're in for a treat. Let's start off easy here.
He's one of the good ones, and he's on mine.
The past couple of years has seen a resurgence of women being prominent in Nashville after a frankly disgustingly long drought. But The Good Ones is written like any boring pop country song sang by a frat dude. My main problem with those songs is that the lyrics are all just a copy and paste of a list of things that are from their small town, or that they enjoy when partying. If you only listen to your local country station, you'd think that LGBT stands for legs, girls, beer, and trucks. The Good Ones substitutes these cliches and just talks about all the things Gabby Barrett loves about her husband in the most repetitive way possible.
He's a phone call to his parents. He's a Bible by the bed. He's the t-shirt that I'm wearing. He's a song stuck in my head.
On the verses, it's he's insert thing here, he's insert other thing here. And on the chorus, it's insert thing here one, insert thing here one. She's basically playing Mad Libs at this point. She's not even doing that right, because all of these things she lists are really unattractive.
He's solid and he's steady like the Allegheny runs. He's a phone call to his parents. He's a Bible by the bed.
All of these things aren't cute or creative. They're boring and don't make the dude look good. Why should I even care about this guy? The only thing Gabby Barrett says about him is that he loves her, he's proud of where he's from, and that he stares at her in the right way. This song is about how she finally met a good man, but nothing about him is special. That brings us to the title of the song. One of the Good Ones. I don't even have to listen to the song to know it's bad. Everyone listening knows what one of the good ones means. I don't need to go into the history of it or what it's meant through time. But maybe someone should have told Gabby Barrett what it meant before she put in the love song to the person she's marrying. The other alternative is that she knew what the phrase means and did this on purpose, which with the implications, makes the song even ickier.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
One thing I realized about pop music this year is how hypersexual it's become. Now, we've always had music about raunchy sex acts, but it's always been way more subtle and playful, hidden in metaphors about Corvettes and milkshakes. All of that has been thrown out the window as most artists go over the top to be the most overtly sexual they can be. I'm probably sounding like a prude to you guys, so I just want to say that being overtly sexual isn't inherently a bad thing. A lot of songs I like in the past couple years would send Tipper Gore into a coma, but I have my limits.
Sexy little bitch, sexy little hoe. I love the way you walk, love the way you talk. Let a young nigga come play in your throat, deep stroke your throat till I make you choke.
There's just this vibe I get when listening to this. I don't know how comfortable I'd be if I was one of the women he's fucking. All of these sex songs by guys just seem like backdoor ways to brag about how cool you are. Like a metaphorical dick measuring contest. Wait a minute. Like, oh, he doesn't cuddle, he doesn't care if she loves him. Just completely disregarding her emotions, huh? Throat Baby is probably the most explicit song, since 90% of the lyrics are just him describing sex acts.
Okay, let me lick it from the back, okay. She sucking me up like a slush. Put me to sleep, robotation, the head is amazing. She get protein when I give her them babies. Sloppy toppy got her brand new Mercedes.
He's delivering these lines so seriously to assert himself, but it backfires since you become so desensitized hearing blowjobs described 15 times in a 3-minute song. The version that charted is the remix, so BSR Cash isn't the only person at fault here. Kinda wish he was.
Sexy little bitch, sexy little hoe. Hold on real quick. See it 3 times a week, nobody know. Pull that dick out and eat soon as I hit the dope.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. DaBaby had the worst year of any artist. Even before he exposed his Reagan-era thoughts on gay people, he was missing single after single. My theory is that DaBaby is a very one-dimensional rapper. And when you have his release schedule of 5 songs a week, people got tired of him very fast. That's all I have to say about him here. Really just the same as the other dude. Then there's City Girls. Look, at this point, I think I just don't like them. They've seemed pretty limited, and I don't really like their high-pitched, uninterested vocals.
Drop my penny, spread my legs, kiss my clit, lit my split, make me cringe, stroke my pearl, eat this pussy up like it's short.
This whole thing is just like WAP, but without the fun absurdities. Where's the park that Big Mac truck in this little garage? Or the bucket and the mop? The only thing remotely interesting is in the hook.
Throw baby, I'm trying to give them to you. Throw baby, I'm trying to bust all on you.
Oh my god, that's so much worse. Why did I even ask? Chuck Berry said he had a ding-a-ling. He didn't go into a lengthy description on what he was doing with it. Now I'm appreciating the beat to WAP even more. That loud, divine voice just sets the mood for the whole song. You know what you're in for and you can't take it seriously. Throat Baby just has this piano line and way too loud trap snares. Combine that with BSR Cash not being unique, and there's no room for him to sound funny. So when he says throat babies, it actually puts an image in my head of him. Nope. Gonna stop there. I should probably give an age warning at the start of my video, shouldn't I? This video contains elements that are not suitable for children under 14. Viewer discretion is advised. Mom, Dad, if you're watching this, sorry?
Bust all on you.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
Say what you want about Throat Baby. At least the guys kind of seem to care about the women's feelings.
If I ever
girl, just know that it get better with time.
This song's just delusional. Everything about it. The lyrics, the whiny singing, the music video that has him stealing back this girl getting married. That gives it away right there. The song is a fantasy from a movie where the guy stands outside the girl's house with a boombox. It's never really gonna work. Youngblood isn't even trying to rationalize this in any way. He's so perpetually horny that he doesn't give any description of why they broke up or what makes him think she wants him back. No descriptions of the guy being a jerk. For all we know, she's way better off with this guy instead of being with possessive young blue. I mean, she's even getting married to him. Unless there's some weird emotional hostage situation, that means it's time to move on, bro. It's pretty telling that he's so desperate for her back, but the only thing he's bringing up is wanting to bone.
Let me beat that pussy up one more time. Let me beat that pussy up one more time.
But now, the only real reason this song charted. Him.
Well, summer all I did was rest, okay? And New Year's all I did was stretch, okay? And Valentine's Day I had sex, okay? We'll see what's about to happen next, okay?
At this point, Drake's just making music because he's got nothing better to do. Scorpion proved he could record himself taking a shit and still break records, and ever since 2018, everything with his name attached to it has become at least a minor hit. I've had to accept that with a combination of a massive fan base and priority industry promotion, the music scene is Drake's playground. That doesn't mean I have to like it. Now, Youngblood may be bad on this song, but he's miles better than Drake. Drake doesn't even know what this song is about.
Shame to tell my friends how much I do for you, cause they know that you would never do the same for me. I wasn't looking for your secrets, they just came to me, and they contradicted everything you claim to be.
Why is he insulting this girl in a song about how bad you want her back? This is probably just Drake splitting the soft boy and serious tough guy shtick he's been doing since Take Care. Those two worlds don't work when you don't know the premise of the song you're on.
I took you to the club and you hugged on somebody that I know, and I know them type of hugs. Same shit I do to women when I know I used to fuck.
Fuck you. I can't even think of a response to this. This isn't the worst Drake line I've heard this year, since he did come out as a lesbian in September. But it's a solid runner-up. That revealing anecdote when you say you know what cheating looks like because you've done it before is definitely going to make her want you back. Drake's proteges have had varying success, but Youngblood hasn't seen too much traction since this song came out. Looks like we'll have to get our whiny, sad fuckboy anthems from someone else.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
I am too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
This was not a good year for Drake.
Yeah. I'm too sexy for this shirt.
I could honestly make this entire top 10 just Drake songs, since he had so many hits, and as always, most of them were pretty bad. As you can hear from the intro, this song is heavily driven by the very liberal sample of I'm Too Sexy by Right Said Fred.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. I'm too sexy for this shirt. Too sexy for your girl. Too sexy for this world.
This is Future's first and only #1 hit, by the way. Replacing the references to cats and cars from a joke song with syrup and lean is Future's highest acclaim. I should probably say that I don't like I'm Too Sexy. It's barely a song, in the fact that I refuse to believe people listen to this because they consider it music. It's a joke that's not even funny to begin with and gets extended way too long, turning it from mild annoyment into frustration. Drake is clearly doing this since the only reason people care about him as a personality is his corniness. In 2021, Drake is a walking $100 million punching bag. Drake does something stupid, and the whole internet mocks and parodies him. It's gotten him so much attention that this is now his only thing. Since Drake doesn't want to take music seriously, I'm not going to take his song seriously either. Screw analyzing his music, let's do a meme review. What is up? It's your boy Romulus here, and today we're doing an episode of Meme Review. Booyah! Today we have a special episode, because it's about Drake. See, ever since the Take Care era, Drake has been considered soft, weak by hip-hop standards. And back in the day, there were a lot of memes about Drake being that type of guy, where it would portray him being soft. And the joke was that he was soft. Well, a couple of months ago, the platform TikTok, which has taken over my entire life, saw a resurgence, or you could even call it a revival, of the Drake That Type of Guy meme. So, today, in celebration, I'm going to go through some highlight clips of these on TikTok and give them a good rating. Let's start off with this young man right here. Okay. So, oh my god. Okay, cool. So, the main thing about the new Drake's That Type of Guy memes is that they're kind of hyperbolicizing the original intent. See, back in the day you had like Drake's the type of guy who leaves the toilet seat up, or stuff like that, you know? Stuff that's more just feminine or like even weak. Now you see like this, like stepping on like a hoe. See, here he's smelling pie. This is just like Drake being a cartoon character. I don't know how we got that type of metamorphosis. You know, maybe just these Gen Z kids not understanding the joke. But somehow we morphed into this monstrosity. Let's go randomly. Let's find another good one. Okay. Hold on. See, that one was like closer to the original intent. It wasn't as like just straight up Looney Tunes, but it still was a bit satirical in the original context. Let's watch this one. I'm already liking this one. Okay. I don't even need to watch more. That was perfect. That was a good meme. A great meme, even. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, good sir. You had the emojis. You had the little facial effect where your mouth just dropped, you know? It didn't even, like, look like the cartoons, but it was even funnier. This man gets a good meme out of 10. That was fun. But Drake and Future aren't the only people on this song. Young Thug has made some classic albums and is one of the most unique artists of our generation. So I feel bad for taking a couple minutes to look at what? Stupid memes? No. We need to dissect his important verse. So let's see what he has to say. Nope. We're done. Let's keep moving. Molest me. Does he even know what words are?
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
I almost forgot this was a hit this year. That would have been a shame.
Here we go.
So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song, everybody.
AJR are one of the most hated acts online. Their twee, calculated brand of indie pop reminds everyone of how meaningless the word indie really is. The AJR horse has been beaten so badly that I can't even think of any new ways to insult these brothers. So all of my quips for this segment are going to be directly lifted from this album review 4 years ago.
Probably would have been easier than putting myself through any more listens to this plasticized skull fuck of a record. AJR could be comfortably described as everything shrill, twee, and insufferable about modern indie music once you dig into that awful fucking debut. I've read Season 5 Glee fanfic with more engaging and fleshed out character and dramatic stakes.
I've become too jaded since I started reviewing music, so I'll let Mr. Glee fanfiction man do the heavy lifting. Listening to AJR's work, and the brothers themselves, they're clearly influenced by Disney, in more ways than one. And yeah, I hear it. These bubbly, lightweight, no-stakes whimsical songs sound like they belong in a direct-to-DVD movie. The programmed horns that got rolled over by an 18-wheeler, that overly lumpy bass drum that has all the large idiocy of the Three Stooges rolled into one, the melody just sounding like walking in a winter wonderland at some points. It's also ineptly cartoony, and that's before you get to all the random sound effects. For some reason, this... Hold on one second. Noxious scrotal discharge of a song. Thought it would be a good idea to have random noises inserted all over the place to make sure you hadn't stopped listening yet. The piano line that warbles in tone, the choir screaming bang, 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 the metronome that enters in, the announcer saying the word metronome.
Metronome.
Man, I'm up to something.
Think about how many great songs could be ruined by adding an announcer beforehand.
Everyone dancing merrily in the new old
Saxophone.
way.
Guitar. Gay sex. There are so many musical decisions going on here, and somehow all of them are wrong. The worst being Jack's singing. His brother actually isn't a bad singer. Way more mature and soft-spoken. It's always baffled me why they let Jack do all the singing. His flow and inflection on every offbeat makes him sound like he accidentally invented reggae. Hold on one second. Let me go back to the drawing board. Paper-thin annoyance extends to the lyrics, which are somehow disgustingly negative and cynical, like all of those hipster millennial stereotypes we all grew to hate in 2015. It's not remotely clever about the shittiness of growing up. They think being an adult is having quinoa in your fridge, remembering passwords, which just use the same password for everything or get a password generator, and of course, struggling with taxes.
Feel like I'm gonna puke, cause my taxes are due. Do my password begin with a 1 or a 2?
AJR say they're influenced by Disney, but if anything now, this song reminds me of Nintendo. Specifically Yoshi's Tax Fraud Adventures. Man, that Yoshi comparison actually isn't half bad. Some annoying, high-pitched child that isn't even loved by the main character he follows around. Pretty good summary.
Here we go.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
I get a lot of new subscribers every time I do this year-end review stuff, so if you are new, please feel free to hit that red subscribe button so you can get notified about all my new videos. Some of the new folk may not have seen last year's list, where I said a certain thing about a specific country song, and juxtaposed it with this clip of another country song. So far, there haven't been any other major successful attempts to fuse the two genres. Alright, I'll take the blame for this one. Pretty much manifested it being a hit.
We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night.
There are some really good hip-hop country songs. And to the 10% of the audience that stayed after I made that statement, I want to explain what makes a good hip-hop country fusion. Almost all the songs in this subgenre that I like are very up-tempo and light in the instrumentals. These elements add to the fact that this type of subgenre fusion really shouldn't be a thing to begin with and is a baffling idea. Now, look at Good Time for a second.
Sipping apple pie moonshine. Yeah, we picking on them guitars just right.
We just trying to catch a good time, even if it takes all night. See how slow I'm clapping? You guys will agree, this song's sluggish as hell. I don't know how you could dance along to this at a party, or even just nod along. The beat is just hi-hats and snares, no low end, a guitar that blends into the same sound as the percussion. There's no fast plucking or pickups to give the beat life. It just sounds like another failed attempt to reverse engineer Old Town Road's success. The thing about Old Town Road was that there was more to it than just the song. He had so many funny ideas from the song and was able to milk them exponentially. These songs thrive off of personality. You need the right figure to get a song like this to work. Which this guy is not at all.
We just gonna stay right here and let the world go by.
Not only is Niko Moon a bad personality, I don't think he's a real person. Apple Pie Moonshine, picking guitars just right, using a yellow solo cup? I want to call this more how do you do fellow kids material, but this wasn't even popular for Gen Xers. Niko Moon falls into the uncanny valley of people to the point where I'm 90% sure he's Nashville's attempt to make a VTuber. Unfortunately, I can confirm Niko Moon is 100% human just by looking at his history in Nashville. Dude has writing credits on Jekyll and Hyde, a great and diverse album ranging from hard rock to big band jazz to standard jam band country. The guy who failed to rip off Sam Hunt made music for Chris Cornell. He even co-wrote this.
Keep me in mind.
One of the most iconic Zac Brown Band songs was written in part by Niko Moon. I just don't get the music industry.
Good time, baby. Good time. Oh, I think I got a bite.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
I love you just the way God made you, girl. He don't make mistakes.
Okay, I'm actually familiar with these no-namers in country, so the history section might go a little better. They actually had a very brief breakthrough back in 2013 when a couple of songs started hitting country airplay.
She feels like Carolina, looks like California.
See, I clearly remember hearing these songs back in the day, but I completely forgot about their existence until just now. You know, these songs kind of remind me of the big hits now where all the bachelorette dudes are singing about how they love their lady. The fact that the phrase "Parmalee were ahead of their time" is true is one of the most terrifying things about 2021. These songs got them hits, but were so bland that you couldn't establish an identity off them. Even in a genre as forgiving and nepotistic as country, they quickly got forgotten. Even when trend chasing for the next couple years.
Talking about a home run, grand slam, a llama, front to back jack, picture perfect panorama. She's a super fine reason to rhyme. Hot damn a llama.
I'm doing this entire segment just to show you this song. Even Florida Georgia Line would tell you this is stupid. So after 2 decades of hustling, they've gotten their biggest crossover yet, with the help of the second person so far who's blatantly tried to rip off Mr. Gay Horseboy. If you've digested everything I've said so far, you'd quickly come to realize that two of the least talented acts coming together would be a very bad idea. What are you looking at me for? You're right. This is a horrible idea. All of these guys have made a living not thinking for themselves and doing whatever the big new thing is in Nashville. So it's pretty anticlimactic that their collaboration would be a boring religious boyfriend song. There have been so many of these Ken doll looking dudes who come off as sweet and charming, who pick up a guitar and a drum loop so they can sing about how much they love you, girl. Just like all of those songs, this is boring and it's pretty hard to call country. During the few times this year I listened to pop stations, I actually heard this song, which at that point you might just say this is a shitty pop song. What does make this song stand out to be so high on this list is the douchey lyrics. For a song about how much he loves you, girl, it really fails at making the other person look good. So many lyrics describing the girl, and all of them are about her flaws. Fun fact, women famously love it when you only talk about all the things that are wrong with them. Really does boost their self-confidence from what I've heard. It just feels so condescending, especially when you're abandoning everything sacred about your genre in order to do it. After 20 years, Parmalee finally got a Billboard hit. But was it really worth it?
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
Whatever happened to covers? Covering another artist's song used to be how people made a living. It showed what artistic talent you could exert onto a blank canvas. Now the medium is just reserved for BBC Radio 1 Live Lounge, where you can hear Maroon 5 desecrate Happy. My main guess as to why covers are practically gone is because rap has taken over ever since the 90s, which also happens to be when most artists stop releasing cover songs as really big singles. Rap is a style of music all about authenticity and proving your talent. The idea of taking words that someone else wrote and performing them as yours is blasphemy. And no rapper has ever done that in the history of rap. Nowadays, we just get samples of old standards, and that seems to have replaced the traditional reimagining of a song. But every now and again, we get old songs performed by new faces. And a lot of them are really good. They're not always good. To explain why this is bad, let's throw it back to the original version. This is Put Your Records On by Corinne Bailey Rae, released in 2005. It's so vibrant and organic, with the crowning jewel being Corinne's relaxed, youthful voice. It really makes you feel like everything is going to be alright, which is perfect for a song about a black girl who is getting comforted by a friend. There's a line about her afro hairdo, Corinne herself is a black woman. The song is clearly about a black female friend comforting another black female friend. The guy singing this has said that this was his favorite song growing up, but he clearly didn't pick up on the meaning of it. This slow down, serious take is perfect for TikTok, where every song gets a Lana Del Rey style touch up. But this vibey touch up is ironically very uncomfortable.
Don't you let those other boys fool you. Gotta love that afro head.
It's gone from being comforted to being hit on by this auto-tune Joji wannabe. A lot of songs fail in practice, but this one doesn't even work in theory. It is the only song on this list I can say is objectively bad. And we haven't even gotten to how horrible this thing sounds. Calling this third-tier Joji is an insult to third-tier Joji songs. 90% of this instrumental is just blocky, flattening drum loops that come and go, completely killing any lightheartedness the original song had. This is all aggressive autotune that people like to call artsy, but here's clearly used to cover for a dude who can't sing. If you thought his autotune falsetto was bad in the chorus, oh, just wait until you get to the bridge.
Just more than I could take. Pity for pity's sake. Some nights kept me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When you're gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer. Do what you want to, girl. Put your records on.
Wow. I've seen all the slow reverb covers on TikTok before, but this is like a slow reverb cover of a slow reverb cover. That means it's twice as bad as the rest of the song. He somehow accidentally managed to create Young Thug's unique vocal style and make it sound like the rapture was coming. Not only is he co-opting black people's songs, but now he's co-opting their styles without even intending to. I'd call this thing impressive if I didn't have ears. See this year right here? Let's take the last two numbers and swap them. Oh, now what exactly happened in 2012? I get it, this song is the apocalypse, but what also happened in 2012?
Thank you.
Ah, glory days. A fitting politician for an equally worthless act. Oh, someone's at the door. Play the next transition while I go get it.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
Hey, I'm back. That ringing was the DoorDash guy, by the way. Really perfect timing for him to bring me my chicken quesadillas. 'Cause I don't do bourbon street steak. I don't like steak. And also, Applebee's doesn't actually have their Oreo shake back anymore. I think that was a limited time promotion. And also, I can't legally order a Shark Bowl yet because I'm not 21. And the only reason people actually go to Applebee's is because of the really cheap drinks. Well, maybe I'll try one for you guys. Let me just... There sure is a quesadilla. Isn't this segment so fun and unexpected? You guys get it, right? Because we're talking about the Applebee's song.
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake.
Let me explain to you just how significant this song is. It started off as a TikTok dance that quickly became huge on both streaming and in sales, and launched itself to becoming a stable top 5 hit on the general charts. Country is a genre heavily controlled by the radio play, to the point where most acts cater to Nashville stations like their Hera. This song didn't even need any radio play to become huge. This is pretty definitively the most organic country hit ever. It's also the only song on this list that has done objective good for the world. Not only bringing back the Oreo shake, the best kind of shake, to Applebee's, but also may single-handedly kick off the Kesha revival. This song genuinely terrifies me. Not just because it has so much power, but because it is one of the worst country songs I have ever heard. And it has so much power. I don't need to explain why this 41-year-old dad singing about how trashy he is over meat-headed brainless guitar twangs is cringy, right? There's already a million takedowns of this song that I'll touch on how lame and gross this song's lyrics can be. But there is something I don't think anyone has mentioned yet. So think back to your English class for a second. I know for some of you this may be tough, but just bear with the pain and it'll make sense in a moment. When your teacher was explaining how to write a good essay, the first thing they brought up was the snazzy introduction. The reason they told you this is because when your first couple sentences are really bad, people are going to stop reading the paper. So you gotta hook them in with an interesting statistic or a little funny quip. It's even true in movies, where people will remember the killer intro and be willing to forgive some of the boring middle parts. The first line to Fancy Like is, "My girl is bangin'."
My girl is banging,
She's bangin'.
banging.
I've overdosed on How Do You Do Fellow Kids just 10 seconds into the song. If Chance the Rapper didn't call his heart fleshy, or if Drake didn't come out as a proud lesbian just to score some coochie, I'd call this the worst line of the year. This isn't the worst song of the year, though. Probably to some people's surprise. What could be worse than this? Well, to keep the build-up going, let's take a short intermission and discuss some other really bad songs I almost put on this list. Because 10 songs isn't enough to show how bad this year could be.
Do you get deja vu?
See, I liked most of the petty breakup songs off Sour fine enough, but Deja Vu just does not click. Besides the farting synths during the chorus, this song just reminds me of a more polished version of Want You Back by Cher Lloyd. It has the same petty and complete and utter sense of denial that song had. Like, are you really mad that she's listening to Billy Joel because of him?
They say what you know about us. I got what you need.
99% of Pop Smoke songs before his death were hard-hitting drill bangers. And now his record label's just releasing this schmuck. This is not what you want a Pop Smoke song to sound like.
Oh God, running to the altar like a track star. Can't wait another second.
This song is actually really, really good, and I really love this song. It's just, the Chance verse has to be one of the worst rap verses I have ever heard.
I'm a believer, my heart is fleshy. Life is short with a temper, like Joe Pesci.
My heart is fleshy. Putting aside the completely lazy one-lined piano melody, can we just talk about how bad 2021 was for new and upcoming rappers? How have we allowed someone with the stage name Pooh Shiesty to have a top 20 hit in the US?
Burn away all carbon beam, knock your legs off. Try to get away from me. Had to stand off.
There was a lot of complaining about how BTS gamed their way to staying on the #1 spot for 10 weeks. But no one was talking about the streaming manipulation that this kid did. If you go to his Spotify right now, all 5 of his most played songs are just beatbox. And all of them counted for this year-end chart. Are any of them good? No, they aren't. They're all really bad. I thought the DaBaby one was kind of good, but then I realized that he lost a beef to fucking Jojo Siwa. He really did have the worst 2021, didn't he?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Got the game on the go route. I'm the black Tom Brady in this. I'm the GOAT now.
Someone should probably tell Nelly that Tom Brady isn't one of the most well-liked people, per se. He is way too proud of that line.
She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard.
I don't think even the people who did TikTok dances to this song actually like it. 99% of people who have heard this only know the 7 words that make up the little meme that caught on TikTok. When I actually listened to this song, I was so surprised at how similar it was to Young Blue's song. Fuck men, am I right?
Gang shit, that's all I'm on. Yo. Gang shit, that's all I'm on, nigga.
This is the worst chorus I've heard all year. You're performing on a song called Knife Talk. With a name like that, it's supposed to be ominous and menacing and threatening. The only emotion 21 Savage is showing is that he's dead inside.
And I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my teachers out in Georgia. Oh yeah, shit. I get my weed from California. That's that shit.
Most people don't hate songs. I remember before I started seriously thinking about music, I would pretty much accept anything someone showed me as good. Most people respect the work it takes to make a song, and even when they don't like it, they won't outright go and hate it. But then there's rare cases where a song goes viral, and everyone everywhere seems to hate it. To the point where you don't even know what audience actually likes it to get popular in the first place. You know, when something is universally hated and mocked, it's probably for a good reason.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze.
The reason that Astronaut in the Ocean is my #1 pick for worst hit song of the year, and why I hate it so much, is because of the writing, plain and simple. I tend to make a lot of hyperbolic, exaggerated statements on this channel, so just to let you know, I mean this wholeheartedly when I say that Astronaut in the Ocean might be the worst written song of all time. Every single lyric on its own is bad. I've never heard any song that matches that level of 100% terribleness throughout each single line. Let's go through this and analyze it piece by piece.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze.
We're going to start off here with the chorus, the hook, the line that got memed. First off, mental freeze is not a thing. It's just called brain freeze. Why don't you just say that? But second off, if you think about what he's trying to say here with what do you know about rolling down in the deep, he's kind of just gatekeeping mental illness, is he not? Masked Wolf has made it pretty clear that this song is about depression and general anxiety. So when he's asking you and challenging your knowledge about rolling down in the deep, or being in a state of mental depression, which wouldn't be the first time I've questioned the morality of a lyric in this song.
She say that I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I believe in G-O-D. Don't believe in T-H-O-T.
Out of all the ways I've heard women be bashed on this channel before, I believe in God, not thought, has to be down there as like the worst and most pointless and dumb.
Y'all don't really know my mental. Let me give you the picture like stencil.
See, a lot of times in a bad song, when it has bad lyrics, you usually just laugh at them and continue on with the rest of the song making sense. But half of these lyrics just sound like he's saying words to say words. And a lot of the times, if you're just trying to fill space, that's fine, you can just say like a normal statement. But a lot of these phrases aren't even real statements that someone would say. And it just baffles me why he chose to write them, or like how he even came up with them.
Get it? Everything that I do is electric. I'ma keep it in motion, keep it moving like kinetic.
Keep it in motion, keep it moving like kinetic. I didn't know Pat Monahan had a rap career.
My rhymes inclined to break your spine. They say that I'm so fine. You could never match my grind. Please do not waste my time.
I said at the beginning that sometimes you don't know why a song got big to begin with or what crowd would listen to this. But I completely understand it for Astronaut in the Ocean. It's the Kyles of the world. Those metalheads who drink Monster and punch holes through their drywall. There are a lot of artists who can channel that type of rage and make really impassionate stuff. But when Masked Wolf tries to channel his rage, it sounds like this.
Didn't know which way to turn. Flow was cool, but I still felt burned. Energy up, you can feel my surge. I'ma kill everything like this purge.
What purge are you talking about? Like, you have given no indication beforehand that there is a purge. So please, elaborate one of your lyrics, I am begging you.
You could never match my grind. Please do not waste my time.
Pretty funny coming from the guy who couldn't say a single good line in 2.5 minutes. The lyrics to this song are fucking horrible. But I've heard some people give defenses to this song. They say the beat's good, it's got a good flow. All I have to show you is this.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call it mental freeze.
Astronaut in the Ocean by Kidz Bop. Any defense of the original is completely countered by this version, and that's why I love it. You like the little plucked groove at the beginning and that whole beat? It sounds better on the Kidz Bop version. Are you one of those people who still defends Eminem just because he's got a good flow and uses that same logic to defend Masked Wolf here? Well, clearly it's not that difficult.
Put this thing in a frame, but I know it don't play. Everything that I say, man, I see you deflate. Let me elevate, this ain't a prank. Have you walking on a plane? La, 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 la.
Masked Wolf has the flow of an 8-year-old is not the compliment you wanted to hear. So yeah, there's nothing redeeming about this song. In fact, it is worse than Ice Ice Baby. I'm going to say that right now. That song was at least funny. You could laugh at all of the really bad things Vanilla Ice said. Here, it's way too meat-headed to be funny. It's just bland. And really bad. So Astronaut on the Ocean by Masked Wolf. The worst hit song of 2021. I'm Romulus, and I feel like an astronaut on the ocean.
I feel like an astronaut in the ocean.
Yeah, baby. I got a new truck. I got a new ride. I got it souped up. I like it too high.